Hi lovelies, welcome back to the channel. Today we are talking about a very fun show called Lolirock. Now, this is a show that I just happened to come across within the last year or so, and I absolutely fell in love with it. This show came out about 10 years ago, and I'm honestly not sure how popular it was at the time. There seems to be a bit of a fandom. They have a wiki and everything, but I'd never heard of it before, and there's not a lot on it on the internet, so I'm assuming most of you haven't heard of it either. So it's gonna be a fun ride to dive in and see what's up. So the basic premise is that three princesses from different realms are fighting against tyranny while trying to blend in here on Earth. Their goal is to collect all of the Oracle gems to free the crown of Ephedia and defeat the evil wizard Greymore. Oh yeah, and they're also in a band. So right off the bat, we kind of get that this is kind of your very basic, magical heroes versus evil villains. And that's basically all it is. It's just a fun show, and I had such a great time watching it. So let's go through our characters real quick.
But beating Missy is a good deed that will benefit everyone in the world forever. So it's not selfish.
So we start off by being introduced to Iris, who believes that she's just a normal teenage girl.
How I wonder what you are.
She was sent to Earth for her own protection because her kingdom was being overrun and taken over by the evil wizard Greymore. One day, Iris decides to go to this audition for a girl band.
I saw this on the cafe's bulletin board and thought of you.
She sees a poster advertising for this and decides to give it a shot. Now, she's a little apprehensive because every time she sings, something weird seems to happen, but she decides to give it a shot anyways. This is where she meets Talia and Ariana and finds out that she is actually the princess of Ephedia. After a brief scuffle with our two main antagonists,
You haven't been trained. What are you gonna use on me?
Whatever I've got.
Iris commits herself to the cause, and Ariana and Talia move into Iris's aunt's house.
This is Talia and Ariana. They're exchange students, and I figured that since we have plenty of room here, they could stay with us. Exchange students? Oh, what country are you from?
And there, they do their best to blend in as regular teenage girls. Obviously, this leads to a bunch of hijinks, and the show's honestly very entertaining altogether.
This was taken yesterday, when you told me you loved me.
That was yesterday. I got your note. And Ellen's trapped in the fireplace?
What? Get off my car! Don't look at the weirdos, Jimmy.
Honored to meet you.
So all of a sudden, she's learning that she's a magical princess that has to save Ephedia, her kingdom. And she has a lot of catching up to do if she is going to defeat Greymore. Now, her power is fueled by the power of love, and we see this come through her very caring and very considerate nature towards everyone around her. Now, she's not without her faults. She does have a few enemies.
You look like a winner to me. Not bad. Ugh.
But overall, she really just cares about everyone and wants everyone to live their best life. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you and sit here and pretend like Iris is like the greatest main character ever. She's pretty average. She's kind of boring even. She's definitely most interesting when we actually do something. It's very much like Miraculous, where most of the episodes not a lot happens, and then the few episodes where something does happen, it's like, ooh, this is really good actually. And then the rest of the episode, you're like, yeah, I mean, it's enjoyable, but like, it's definitely more fun when something's happening.
Hello, Iris. We've been waiting for you.
Mom? Dad?
So Iris's main motivation is saving her kingdom and saving her parents. She really wants to see her parents. She thought they were dead. She thought she didn't have any, and all of a sudden she found out she did. And so she is determined to see them and to make sure that they get out of this alive. To help her do this, we have her friends, Talia and Ariana. I actually am not 100% sure if it's pronounced Ariana or Ariana because the characters pronounce it both ways. So I'm gonna pronounce it Ariana. Sue me. So these three princesses all have magical powers, and their powers are crystal based, which it's better to show you than try to explain it. Basically, all their spells involve some sort of crystals being formed.
Looking for this? Oopsie.
Talia is the princess of Cirrus, and she is very reserved. She's very on business. She is the one that's making sure that these princesses are staying on track, doing their training, and preparing to defeat Greymore. She knows that he is a very powerful enemy and that it will take a lot to defeat him, and so she is trying to keep them focused on their task at hand.
She's calling another practice! And I'm all magicked out! Break's over, you two. Move it!
This seriousness makes a lot of sense when we learn her backstory later on, that actually she, as a little girl, went off to a festival to have fun because she's a little girl. And before she can go, she's scolded by her sister for not training as hard as she should be to fight Greymore, who had already proven himself to be a formidable villain.
I'm telling you what you need to hear. If Greymore takes over... La 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 la, boring talk.
The entire kingdom, specifically the royal family, had been training and preparing for a large fight against him for a while now, and they needed her, even when she was little, to be prepared to fight.
You're not a little kid anymore. You can't just pretend everything is fine. I can try.
They end up agreeing that Talia will start her serious training the next day and stay focused from then on out.
You can give it back to me tomorrow. That's when we start your very serious new training. Deal? Deal.
Talia goes off to the festival, and when she comes back, it turns out that Greymore had attacked. And everything is gone. Her entire kingdom has fallen. Her sister fell, and she took it with relative ease, mostly because her sister, who is, again, their most powerful defender, didn't have her amulet. And so from then on, Talia decides to work as hard as she can to make sure that Greymore never takes anything else from her again. She's also very adamant that magic should not be used for selfish reasons.
You used magic, didn't you? Just a teeny tiny little bit. Magic should never be used for selfish goals.
It can only be used for the good of everyone. And this comes up in a couple episodes where she calls Ariana and Iris out for using magic for things that are not for the good of everyone. That being said, they all shamelessly use their magic when they're performing as Lolirock. They're just magic everywhere. Just, they don't even, they're not even trying to pretend like it's a show. They're just like, yeah, magic, magic. Here's my wand. Look at me do this. Like, is this not selfish? Is this for the good of everyone? Are you saying that your band is, it doesn't matter. I just think it's a silly little plot hole.
What if, Ariana? Your what ifs make me nervous. I know.
Ariana, the Princess of Volta, on the other hand, is your typical girly girl. She is very energetic and friendly. She just loves people. She loves shopping. She loves boys.
Please, I have other interests than just boys, you know. Name 3. Magic, smoothies, and okay, so I like boys.
She thinks Earth is just fantastic.
Those are for wedding cakes, not birthdays. Oh, but they're so cute. And they're on sale. A good deal is a good deal.
As the show goes on, we also learn that her kingdom and her realm has been attacked by Greymore, and her parents, her 32 sisters, and her singular brother have all been captured and are being held by Greymore.
Why do you look so familiar? You're my brother?
Now, we end up learning in season 2 that not only has her brother been captured by Greymore, but he's actually being blackmailed by Greymore.
Done your dirty work, Greymore. You'll release my family, including Ariana, right? Like you promised.
I promise many things.
Huh?
After Ariana's brother realizes that Greymore is not going to honor their deal, he sacrifices himself for the princesses so that they can go on and defeat Greymore.
I'll be okay. Just know I love you.
At the end of season 1, we learned that Azira, Talia's sister, actually escaped Greymore's grasp and is now leading a rebellion just under his nose.
This is the weirdest bandit talk I've ever heard. I mean, it's the only bandit talk I've ever heard, but still super weird.
This is where we meet Carissa and Lena. Now, these two are from, again, 2 different realms, 2 different kingdoms. Carissa is from Calyx and Lena is from Borealis. And the 2 of them are quite literally opposites. One is very much tomboyish, she's kind of rough and tough. Lena is very graceful, very patient.
But you know how it is. One day you're choosing the best gown, the next you're in a muddy ditch fighting for the resistance.
Now, we don't really learn much about Carissa and Lena, and I'm not going to go into much more detail because personally, I think they're really boring. No offense to any Lena and Carissa fans out there. They were just kind of added, thrown in there, and I didn't think they added anything to the show, so I'm not really going to add them to this video. Finally, to the magical princess team, we have Amaru, which is their pet slash guardian type thing. I'm not really sure what the relationship is there. He's just kind of with them when they show up. And he's this like weird dog, cat, animal thing. Super cute, super mischievous, super fun. And also he can turn into a Pegasus. And also summon a magical battle arena. Which is fine. I really wish they explained how he can do that, but it's never explained why he can turn into a Pegasus or how he can summon a battle arena. There's actually a lot of things that aren't explained in this show. They just show up. Like, they have a library at some point, and you're like, oh, where did this library come from? And you never get to find out. And they also have a training arena that's different from the battle arena. And we also don't know where they got that from. It just appears, and we're just supposed to accept that. So, you know, whatever. It is what it is.
Who are you?
Remember Aunt Ellen that I mentioned that very generously let these kids stay in her house? She seemed very oblivious most of the time, and I didn't really fault her for that because it's a kids show and like normally they don't want the parents like involved or whatever. But it turns out there's a whole reason for why she just kind of lets these things happen and accepts this stuff, and it's because she's actually from Ephedia.
Why did you keep this from me all this time?
It's very complicated. My real name is Illyra. I'm your guardian.
She was one of the Queen and King's royal guards sent to Earth with Iris to protect her. And, might I add, an absolute badass.
Crystal Fortissimus!
Absolute girl boss, okay? I fully believe that she could single-handedly defeat Greymore. I have no doubt in my mind that she would just take him out. He'd be gone, wouldn't even know what hit him. Fully believe that.
Crystal Fortissimus!
However, they don't let her, which is a real bummer because I really think if they just let her whack him, like, she's really powerful. I think she would just take him out, but, you know.
Got a surprise for you.
What? Me?
I also have a surprise for you.
So we've covered our rock star, girly pop princesses, friendship is magic group, right? Now let's focus on the bad guys, okay? Because they're kind of awesome. I'm not gonna lie. They kind of make this show.
2 of you better start using your brains, because if I have to add one more failure to this list...
First off, we have Greymore, who is the big baddie. His official title is the Grand Wizard of Chaos, which is epic. He's also super powerful. And we only get to see him use this power like 2 or 3 times, but every time he does, you're kind of like,
I hope that wasn't your best shot.
they're dead. They're dead. There's no way anyone else is winning.
You tricked me!
Yes, it wasn't too difficult.
The lore goes that he was actually friends or part of the royal court or something like that of the king and queen of Ephedia and betrayed them to take over. But before he could fully take over, the crown of Ephedia, which was like the most powerful relic of Ephedia, is put in this protective magical barrier that can only be accessed by a royal heir, I think. He can't access it, but Iris can. So he is trying to capture these princesses and also capture the oracle gems that were originally on the crown, but scattered when it was put inside this magical barrier. So those are his 2 missions so that he can fully take over. He hasn't fully captured the entire kingdom, just basically like the capital, it seems. So in order to just wipe out all his enemies, he needs this crown to boost his powers.
You want me to give you the one thing that will let you take over Ephedia for good? Let me think about it. No!
Also, he has a cute little cat. Look at his cute little cat. My only gripe with him is that he's kind of lazy, right? He's really powerful, but he's also lazy because he just sits on that throne 9 times out of 10 and just complains that his minions aren't doing the work.
Did you get the energy substance I sent you for?
Almost.
So I should almost enhance my power?
Will that work?
He's like, how hard is it to capture these princesses? I don't know, boo. Why don't you go try? Why don't you go to Earth and try to capture them? Why are you just sitting here? Why don't you get off your butt and go get them? Clearly it's not that hard. Clearly you're very powerful. Clearly you can take care of this. And yet you're choosing to sit there and let these 2 idiots do it for you. You clearly don't want that crown that bad. You clearly don't care that much. Acting like it's their fault. Go do it yourself. Go do it yourself.
I've counted on you two and gotten nothing in return.
Well, I wouldn't say that.
I would.
Speaking of the 2 idiots,
Drunculus!
so we have the 2 twins, Praxina and Mephisto. They are just the greatest. I love them. I think they're so great. I think their relationship is so great. I think they're so funny.
Thanks for almost giving away our plan.
How was I supposed to know she doesn't know that we know what we know?
What?
What?
Absolutely rooting for them every step of the way.
I don't want to start pointing fingers, but I did everything right, and Mephisto is responsible for everything that went wrong.
Hey!
So Prax is the older of the 2, and she's absolutely ruthless. She's very demeaning, and on top of that, she gets all 5 of their shared brain cells most of the time. Does not let her brother have a single one if she can help it.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Yes, we totally need a celebration dance.
No!
Huh?
Mephisto, on the other hand, is doing his best. He's doing his best. And honestly, when Praxina lets him have one of the brain cells, he does his best thinking. He's actually quite clever.
What's your brilliant idea to find a human in need?
We make one up?
That's it!
The rest of the time, he's really trying. He's really trying. I believe he's trying.
Real Kyle?
Yes. Wait, I want to change my answer. No.
Nice outfits.
Thank you. Oh, I don't suppose you're troubled in any part of your life. Oh, come on. Did you really have to bring me here?
What happened to your other way better powers?
That was kind of a one-time spell. And when
Quiet, fool! This isn't a social hour.
I know that.
So naturally, every episode, they do their best to capture the princesses, and the princesses ultimately defeat them. And in defeating them, normally get a oracle gem. Again, these oracle gems are part of the crown of Ephedia, And in order to fully release its power, they need to collect all of them. And they only appear after the princesses have helped someone. So this is what makes it very difficult for Praxina and Mephisto to get any gems because they're not helping anyone. So the gems never appear to them.
Is that all you got? No, that's not all.
Part of what makes these two just so iconic is the fact that they have a little soft spot for each other. Like, they're constantly at each other's throats, but there are moments where we see through that and we see how much they really truly care about each other. Like, I don't think these two have been separated a day in their lives. Like, it doesn't happen often, but Praxina can be so soft and gentle with him.
My brother is very excited about it. Humor him.
And there are actually 2 episodes with Mephisto where he loses his sister, and he is so, like, almost pathetically desperate to save her and get her back.
Don't you remember anything? Back off! Praxina is with me! I said back off!
And, like, it's like, oh my god.
You've stolen my sister!
Like, it's so sweet. It's actually the most interesting dynamic, I think, in the entire show, and that's why I like it so much.
It's not my fault Nathaniel's into me, and you can tell her I said so.
Fine, we will!
Obviously, the show isn't just made up of magical beings. We also have some regular humans like Doug, who is obsessed with social media, and also Lolirock. He is their biggest fan.
How about their favorite movie?
I don't need to answer any more questions. I'm not a creepy fan.
Well, I'm not a... Am I?
And Missy, who is your classic teenage high school bully.
Well, shiver me timbers. Arg. Our costumes are technically the same, but mine is super flattering.
She absolutely despises Iris and is in constant competition with her for everything, including the boy.
It's so unfair that my rose was stolen. I may never recover. My rose was stolen too. But I'm being extremely brave about it.
This is Nathaniel. He is Iris's main love interest, and let me tell you something. He's kind of perfect.
There are 2 things I know about you. 1, you're weird. And 2, you're happiest when you're singing. Here, I'll take her with me to the cafe. How about a hot chocolate?
Okay.
I was just walking to the cafe and saw these irises, and I had to check them out. I have a thing for irises.
They've had a crush on each other since, I don't know, forever, I guess. And he is head over heels in love with her.
Whoa!
I thought it would be good to do something special together.
It's cool. I just wasn't expecting it.
These two are just the cutest little ship you've ever seen. Absolutely infatuated with one another. However, Nathaniel is the only one who seems to be taking steps towards them actually getting together. And part of this is due to the fact that Iris has found out that she is a magical princess who is in charge of protecting a realm, and she can't spend all her time hanging out with this boy as much as she would like to, which honestly is impressive on Nathaniel's part, because if I was him, I think I would have walked away. I think I would have walked away a while ago, because every single time he tries to, like, get her alone so they can just hang out and chat or whatever, she's always running away. And it's because she has a magical emergency, admittedly, in her defense. But, like, at some point you have to feel like there's some hints being thrown your way. Like, maybe she doesn't want to hang out with you.
Yep. Kinda not surprised.
There's this one episode in particular where she keeps abandoning him in the forest and just disappearing for long periods of time, and keeps setting him off to get sunscreen, and she's like, actually, I need sunscreen. I can't hang out right now.
I forgot sunscreen.
No worries. I came prepared. Here you... I got sunscreen.
Is it SPF 400?
I don't even think they make that.
Is it the spray kind? The lotion's really messy.
That makes sense. I went to every gift shop in the park, but the highest SPF I could find is 85, and they didn't even have the spray kind.
And, like, by the end of the episode, he's still smitten. Like, I would have been upset if you kept abandoning me. He kept waiting for her. Like, that's a real one, honestly. Absolute real one. Find you a man who will wait for you while you go defeat some magical demons, right? Honestly, his biggest downfall is the fact that he low-key needs to grow a backbone. Like, the fact that he is patient is great, but also, like, she kind of just, like, walks over him. Not purposefully, but she abandons him a lot, and he's just, like, okay with it, kind of. And also, when Missy's around, Missy throws herself on top of him, and instead of being like, hey, yo, I'm not interested, setting some boundaries, or at least, like, peeling her off of him, he just, like, accepts that that's his life. And, like, there's this one episode where they're at a party, and Missy's trying to dance with him, and he wants to dance with Iris, but Iris has run off. And so instead of hanging out with his friends, or chatting, or just not dancing, he's just standing there sadly dancing with her.
They ask you how you are, and you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
Which, like, you don't have to dance with her, like, you can walk away. But he doesn't. He chooses to dance, sadly. I just need him to tell her to back off. And he doesn't. So, whatever. Now, despite Nathaniel being our main love interest and the person we're supposed to be rooting for Iris to get with, he's only one option. We have some better options, in my opinion. We have better options, okay? He's fine. He's adorable. They're so cute together. It's cute that they've had a crush on each other forever. That being said, we have other options.
Told ya.
Lev, I know you're not into the whole helping me thing, but if you can break through your wall...
Way ahead of you.
Allow me to introduce you to Lev. Lev is a assassin thief person who is for sale to the highest bidder. And he's kind of awesome. He's sarcastic, he's witty, he's clever, and he's really good at what he does. Very manipulative. Love that. For him. Very mysterious. We don't learn a lot about him.
I don't think I'll ever understand you, Lev.
You're not supposed to understand me.
I just need you to see a couple of their interactions because, like, Nathaniel and Iris are cute, but look at this. Just look at this.
Name's Lev, by the way.
Well, that part sounds sort of true. If you're so smart, why don't you help me?
Because I'm smart.
We tried this one. Whoa!
Gotta disagree with you. Again. No, wait!
Thanks.
You see what I mean? You see what I mean? This is a... They're kind of... Is that not, like, so much more fun? Is that not so much more interesting?
I didn't do anything wrong. Now, I freely admit I stole, but it was only for my poor starving family.
Sure you did.
Okay, you got me. But I only steal from the rich and give to the poor, which is me.
When we first meet him, he tells us that he's been captured by Greymore for petty theft, allegedly, and that there's no way to escape the dungeons. Iris, who has also been thrown in the dungeon at this point, decides to prove him wrong, low-key out of spite, and bust both of them out of there. And to make matters even better, he betrays her. He betrays her in this episode.
You have done well.
You were...
For sale to the highest bidder? I'm afraid so, princess.
And it's kind of epic. It's kind of epic.
Not bad.
We only see him once more after this.
Looks like you picked the wrong guy to pick on.
Lev?
The one and only.
He absolutely pulls the face card.
Iris, I'm being serious now. Any guy who can't see how special you are doesn't deserve you.
And it's like, oh, your parents need help. Don't you trust me? Don't you, like, trust me, though? Like, I know I betrayed you once before, but, like, I really do need your help.
What are you doing here?
I came to see you. You need to trust me.
And Iris ends up going with him back to Ophelia. And once again, it ends up being a trap. And he betrays her again. But then, he ends up betraying Graymore and working with Iris.
What are you doing here?
Saving you. What does it look like?
And then he sacrifices himself so that they can get away.
You changed your mind?
More like a change of heart.
There's no way you're telling me that this isn't the most epic ship of the show. Like, come on, you want me to root for Nathaniel after that? The enemies to lovers to enemies to lovers? I don't know. In my opinion, Nathaniel loses these. I was so taken aback when they introduced this character. I was like, oh my god, this is so fun. This is so exciting. Forget this other kid. He'll find someone else. He's fine. He's great. That one. Choose that one. But of course, that was before I realized there was a third option. Now, this one's kind of my hear me out. Because it's not an explicit, like, oh, this is a love interest for Iris. It's more of a headcanon, and you're just gonna have to bear with me for a minute, okay? After all that, you probably guessed who it is. It's Mephisto. Listen, hear me out, hear me out, hear me out. This scene right here.
You did a great job.
And you're a lot fiercer than I thought you were. Oh, man. I knew that was gonna happen.
You're not gonna try and fight me for this.
No, you deserve it. If I weren't completely dedicated to your annihilation, it would be an honor to serve you as Queen of Ophelia.
No, because, like, why would you say that? Why would you say that? Why would you say that to someone who is your sworn enemy if you are not in love with them? Like, come on. Come on. Like, that is, like... Am I... Like, there's not a lot of evidence for this ship. It was purely born out of this singular interaction. And on top of that, in the season 1, there's this moment.
Oh, I loved you since the moment I saw you.
I can't believe you let yourself fall victim to the Archer's spell.
Yeah, whatever. Exfoto!
Which was probably meant for a bit of comedy, but on top of that exchange from season 2. And also, there's this moment.
We were just trying to do you a favor. Hey, I just thought it was too bad you didn't get to see your parents.
And this. Listen, I'm not saying there's a solid foundation for this ship. I'm just saying it's my favorite one, and if she's going to date anyone, it needs to be this man. It needs to be him. Imagine. He's the sweetest thing. He is the sweetest thing. And the only reason he's not is because he's with Praxina and he would never abandon her. And that's the only reason he's evil. I'm convinced that's the only reason he's evil.
Let's never speak of this moment again.
Deal.
Now, at the end of season 2, Nathaniel and Iris are technically together. But I would like to think, in my heart, that in season 3, Nathaniel found someone else. Who cares? And Iris and Mephisto found each other. Mephisto kind of realized the error in his ways. He decided to change and fight on the side of good. And, you know, they just kind of fall in love, maybe. Unfortunately, we'll never know for sure because they canceled the show after 2 seasons. which in my opinion, while sad, is the best outcome because now I can pretend that Mephisto and Iris get together, season 3, he turns good, and it's this epic battle between him and his sister on different sides. And it's just kind of awesome, especially since the show ends with Greymore being defeated and Praxina taking his place as our main villain. And let me tell you, she was gonna slay. She was going to pop off as the villain. I have full confidence in her.
And I came to warn you that you will pay for what happened to my brother.
So, this is also where I have to break the news to you that at the end of season 2, technically, Mephisto may or may not be dead.
Praxina!
And also, Lev may or may not be dead.
See you around, princess. I hope.
But I'm gonna assume neither of them are dead, and that they were both gonna come back in season 3, and everything was gonna be fine, and him and Iris were gonna fall in love, and everything would be great. Well, it's not my typical watch. Honestly, the show was just so much fun, unexpectedly fun. I didn't expect to like it, but I fell in love with these silly little characters so quickly and wanted to know so much more about them. And it's just such a fun and quirky ride. Like, there are so many fun and silly and genuine little moments in this show that really make it worth the watch, even if it isn't the most perfectly plotted or put together show. It's still a lot of fun. I still enjoyed it, and I highly recommend you check it out. It's, if you Google it, it's like all on YouTube right now. So go watch it, go ham, have fun. Also, if you're so inspired, go write some fan fiction on Wattpad. When I googled Lolirock, Wattpad came up, and there's only 3 stories, and only one of them is purely about Lolirock, and the rest are like conglomerations of different animated shows. So go throw something in there. It looks sad. I don't think it's been touched in years. Go show it some love. Again, I don't know how much of an audience this show has, so if you've seen it before, let me know. What's your favorite episode? What's your favorite character? What's your favorite moment? Let's talk about it. I literally have no one to talk with this about. So let me know. And if you haven't seen the show and you're bored one day, go check it out. It's like on YouTube, the whole thing. So just go watch it there. It's it's fun. It's cute. It's a cute show. Anyways, that's all I have for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, feel free to like and subscribe below, and I will see you next time. Bye, lovelies.
Don't look at the weirdos, Jimmy.
Now, Talia is the princess of Xerxes? Pause. Talia is the princess of Cirrus,